give an overview of a project that's been running centrally and how we've been involving postgraduates in developing their skills and skills in structures and disciplines of how technology is used in their disciplines, in their departments. But what I think really shows from the previous two presentations is not just the benefit of having students involved, but particularly students who've got some understanding of industrial experience as well. Students who understand, students who have a knowledge and memory of the system and their experiences of going through it, but have also been exposed to new ways of thinking in the commercial world. I think if we can, another way, and maybe this is for the future of Jane's workshop session, is if we can get involved, not just students, but students who've got some idea of the commercial world as well. Anyway, that's something for later, but just an observation for now. I'm going to talk about the Cascade project, which is run out of Education Enhancement, SUS department based in the Labour building. Cascade is, I think, not a very good name for a project which is about digital literacies. And what I mean by digital literacies is essentially digital skills. Principally how postgraduates use digital technologies in their work, in their research, data analysis, building a public and scholarly profile of everything that they're doing. So it's how you find funding, technologies that they use for that, how you organise your thoughts, mind mapping software, organise your literature reviews, and make sense of all those hundreds of references that you've got to deal with at postgraduate level, to the software you might use to interpret the data, qualitative and quantitative data, as part of your research and building public profile as well. So that's the project. It's been funded for 2 years by GISC, who are another acronym in higher education, and they're a sort of quasi-government organisation about supporting educational technology in higher education. Funded for 2 years. And one of the first things we did on the project is we did a baseline report of how postgraduates are using technology at the moment. And one of the things we found is that for those specific pieces of software, typically the things which they'll need to use to analyse their data, there's a bit of training that they get from the centre in the postgraduate induction process. But they say that mostly, for the really advanced queries, they rely on their friends. People have said that, okay, so I went to the SPSS statistics program session, and I got a general understanding of it, but because I'm a PhD student, my research is very, very specialised, and my data set is specialised, and my methodology is specialised. I've got very specific questions about how I take this piece of data and compare it against this other piece of data, which might be in a non-sort of standard format. How are they getting answers to those? One said, you have to make friends with somebody in the psychology department. Well, that's one thing from our side. So what we did find generally is that there's a lot of inter-student, intra-student skills training that happens really, really informally. And through our work with postgraduates, we thought we can embrace postgraduates, get an understanding of how they're using technology more deeply, and how they themselves might be empowered to develop the digital skills of other postgraduates. So how are students involved in our project? Well, from the outset in the bid, we wrote in about 5 postgraduate interns, we're calling them. They work with us for 5 hours a week, because that's all they're allowed to work outside their postgraduate studies. And we paid them about £15 an hour or something. So there is money available written into the budget to identify, select, and recruit about 5 or 10 interns. So we put out the adverts, we thought we'd get maybe 1 per college for each of the 5 colleges. Because the field of candidates was so good, we ended up with 17 interns. Maybe that says something about our selection process, and we can't say no to anybody. We did say no to some people. But the field of expertise, passion for digital technology, passion for teaching and sharing their knowledge was so great that there were so many people that we just couldn't say no to. And there were 17, which actually gave us a lot more opportunities as well. So 17 interns. What do? Well, they're employed for, I think, 60 hours, 60 or 20, a number of hours. The main effort, what they do is writing a case study, which is developing one aspect of digital skills provision in their discipline. Because at postgraduate level, as I've said, things get very, very specific. And one discipline is not the same as another at that level. So they work, each 17 of them, work on developing one aspect of digital literacy. Things generally that they've got motivation for that because something didn't go well in their personal experience, or they just identified an area where they think things could be better. So examples of projects, well, teaching the statistics software. One of our postgraduates is developing new ways to do it, more interesting data sets so that undergraduate students who they're teaching the software to can really relate to it a bit more. I think the data set is how many drinks do you normally have on a night out, and what are the effects after that the next day. Various other fields and things. That's just one example. Another postgraduate is looking at teaching of robotics and programming and engineering. And another's looking at business school, looking at how you manage referencing software, how you manage your ideas when you're thinking about literature review. So really wide range of projects. So the case study is the main thing they do. They also attend these monthly meetings that we organise. We call them skills share sessions. It's really modelling this process of postgraduates sharing knowledge with other postgraduates. So each month we focus on one area of technology, and we have an intern lead the session, and they teach it to the others. So we've had things on app development, data visualization in your research, a appraisal of different reference management software, so that's all managing all the references and technologies you can use to do that. Both university supported and non-university supported. So a real range of stuff that we're doing. And they're also contributing to a private blog where they can speak honestly and frankly about their experiences of using technology at a really research-focused institution. And we're also going to be collating some learning journeys out of that. Each of them is going to be writing a learning journey on their process of being a kind of a change maker in their discipline. And I think that'd be really interesting for us as staff as well to look at what are the issues introspectively that these students are facing. So that's how they're involved. And I'm rapidly running out of time already. I thought I'd only speak for a few minutes, but I'm already on 7, so hopefully I can speed up a little bit. So how does this make a difference? How does employing these postgraduates really make a difference? Well, it encourages students to share the enthusiasm that they've got personally for these different technologies.
We need to
Speed up a
wind
bit.
up very
Sorry, everybody's waiting downstairs.
Okay, sorry. Well, it helps build a community of different postgraduates. So people aren't just working in specific disciplines. They know that it's not just them on their own working, that there's other people in the institution doing it, and we can bring them all together and build that community of change makers as well. That's really empowering for them individually. And as a whole, it gives them much better output. For us as a project, working with postgraduates, helps us to identify particular areas of concern, the particular areas that can be changed quickly in disciplines that we might not know otherwise. It gives us access to their networks as well, and their network of contacts in the schools, as well as developing their skills. Final point, who benefits? Everybody benefits. Students benefit, they get developmental experience, good for their CVs, makes a difference in their department, they get paid of course as well. For our project, we get a deeper understanding of what's going on out there,